There's a beauty in being ugly, and most people don't get it because society pushes you in a direction where they make you feel that if you're beautiful, if you were born beautiful, you're lucky. And this is a very short-lived mentality, and in this video I'm going to explain to you why. The less beautiful you are, the better it's going to be for you in business. Society makes you think that the more beautiful you are, the better it is. Why? Of course, because they have to push a narrative out there. There's the 60 billion industry around beauty. Imagine all the products and all the marketing and all the agencies and all the companies and all the clothing brands. Imagine how much money goes around pretending to be more beautiful than you actually are. And this is a big trap because let me tell you something. It's a very short-lived currency being beautiful. First of all, because of biology. You know, the older you get, the less beautiful you become. So if you put all your fishes, if you put all your bets upon being beautiful, you already know you're gonna lose before or later unless you find the deal before. And that's why in the mating markets, women know very well that after 30, they tend, I'm talking about common things. I'm not talking about that it's gonna happen to you and it's like a statistically based thing, but they know that their value in the mating market, not in life and other things, is gonna drop. So beautiful people know very well that when you're too beautiful, everyone is gonna always choose you for the beauty you have. Women know this very well. You get access to certain places when you're beautiful. You get chosen if you're beautiful. If you dance and you're on top beautiful, that's much better. But do we ask ourselves the question if this is really what we want for our life? Do we really want to be chosen for our appearances, or do we want to be chosen for something that you cannot be born with, which is skills, knowledge, expertise, and so on and so forth? Because once people always choose you from who you are aesthetically, it's gonna be very hard for you to be chosen for what you are internally. It's kind of a trap. On one side, of course, it opens doors, and that's why you should be working on yourself, working on your body. You should train hard. You should fix things you gotta fix. You should improve your health, and so on and so forth. But sometimes there's a limit, but the limit is enough. I always tell people, hey, the body you have is the body God has given to you, and it's perfectly fine for the mission you have. So people who hate their bodies, it's kind of a stupid thing, even though I understand the depth of it and so on and so forth. But if I know that people are gonna be choosing me for that, I don't develop other things. If I can invest money in becoming more beautiful aesthetically, I don't put the same money to develop other internal things, right? I don't go to events, I don't meet certain people because I'm focused on meeting that kind of people who choose me for that kind of things, and I go to those kind of events and parties because I can have access to, rather than not having access because I'm not that beautiful and I have to work my ass off to build my business to then get access to it. So if you really think of, is there a luck or a bad luck to be very beautiful? Everyone should work on themselves, but sometimes people say, yeah, if I only was more beautiful, if I only did this and that, I would have access to. Yes, but those spaces where you get access to when you're beautiful, very oftentimes are very shallow places. The people and the connection you do are not deep at all, because if people choose you for who you are aesthetically and they don't even want to talk to you to know how you are internally, what kind of conversation is that? What kind of relationship is that? That's why it's so funny that nowadays everyone goes to the club to find their spouse, because in the club you cannot even talk. You can just see. Everything is exterior, everything is aesthetic. There's no talking. You cannot even talk. There's too much noise. How funny is this? So being beautiful matters in terms of, hey, be beautiful, have a good appearance. When you show up dressed well, cut your hair, cut your beard. If you're a woman, do your nails, whatever you have to do, show up well. That's 100%. But appearance and attraction is different than trust. Yes, you should be focused on attracting people based on who you are also aesthetically and the energy and the way you dress, but just know that attraction is different than trust. You want people to trust you, and trust is a deeper thing, and trust requires you to show up in certain ways, not aesthetically, but the way you talk, the way you deliver, the way you are precise, the way you're on time, the way you respect deadlines. Attraction has no trust. Now think 1 second of all the time and money people spend to work on their external beauty and buying clothes and going shopping and putting on the makeup. Imagine how much time is spent for these things. This is nuts. Imagine in a lifetime period how much time is spent to check clothes and how much money is invested in that. How much money did you invest from the day you were conscious about it till today on your beauty, on your external things? Because if you do a math, shit, it's gonna be a lot, I tell you. Imagine the same amount of time, the same amount of energy, the same amount of denied access to certain parties and places because you're not so beautiful. Hopefully you invested all that in something that builds you up internally, personal development, growth, scaling companies, scaling businesses, learning to talk, expertise, and practice. This thing is gonna make you rich. So remember, there is heavily a bad luck in being so beautiful. Yes, you wanna be decent. You don't wanna smell bad. You don't wanna be freaking ugly in front of everyone. If you have to change something, if you have to do something, if you have to work out harder, just do it. But there's a beauty in being ugly. Never forget that. And look at my old pictures when I was freaking 18 years old, 19, 20. I was ugly, hope-free. You know why? Because I said, hey, I don't have any chance. I gotta work my ass off. And yes, money does change people. Not because I changed anything in my body. I didn't do my nose, nothing. But it's just because when you make money, your skin glows different. Your body glows different. You wanna go to the gym because you have a certain mindset. You're not born beautiful. You earn your beauty, which is different. You know what I mean? Some people were born beautiful. And people could say, lucky them. I tell you, it's not lucky them. Of course, on one side, if they're smart, they can do their things, but majority of people, they get screwed by their own beauty. Don't be one of those.